everybody, welcome and welcome back to my YouTube channel, #Moviebae. I am Moviebae, and in this video, I'm going to be recapping and reviewing Big Brother's first annual Reindeer Games. But before I get into it though, I would like for y'all to drop down and hit that subscribe button. Thank you. Because here on Moviebae, I do reviews, reactions, and commentary to movies and television. And if that is the type of content that you like, then you might as well stick around and hit the subscribe button. And if you find yourself enjoying my commentary along the way, don't be afraid to give me a thumbs up and or drop a comment down below. Now, I just want to let y'all know, I woke up a little sick today. But I'm trying to power through. So if you hear a little bit of snifflings or like right now, I already feel my voice getting a little bit raspy, please excuse that. I'm gonna push through for this review, okay? So let's go ahead and get into it. The synopsis reads, Santa invites 9 iconic former Big Brother players to his magical world where the Reindeer Games take place. Over 6 action-packed holiday-themed episodes, Santa's elves guide the players through challenging and unpredictable competitions. Each episode features 3 competitions, culminating in Santa's showdown that determines which player goes home at the end of that episode. Only 4 legends make it to the final, and 1 player with the festive fortitude walks away with $100,000 grand prize and, of course, saves the holidays. Now let's go ahead and get into this cast. We have Brittany from season 12 and 14, Frankie from 16, Josh, the winner of 19, and of course he went on to play on the challenge, Nicole who's the winner of 16, she was also on 18 and 22 All-Stars, Taylor, the winner of 24, Xavier, the winner of 23, iconic Danielle from 3 and season 7 All-Stars, Cody from 16 and 22 All-Stars, and our most recent house guest, Cameron from season 25. Now, Santa's elves there'll be 3 Santa's elves this entire season, and we're going to start off with Jordan, who is the winner of 11, also featured on season 13. Now, Jordan introduces us to our first challenge, the Naughty and Nice challenge. Now, during this challenge, the winner will get an advantage in the Jingle Bell Brawl, and they can also give one player a disadvantage. So for this very first challenge, they were given 3 clues, and they had to guess the Christmas song based off of the clues. There was a house, a golden finger pointing upward, and then a spinning top. And I immediately was like, oh, up on the rooftop. And then when I found out that the answer was up on the housetop, I said, what in the Mandela effect is going on here? I could have sworn it was up on the rooftop, click, 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 down through the chimney with good Saint Nick. Like, who's changing the words over here? Anyhow, not a lot of people were trying their hardest to win this challenge because they didn't want quote unquote blood on their hands so soon, but Brittany is ultimately the winner. It was time for the second challenge of the episode, entitled the Jingle Bell Brawl. Now the winner of the Jingle Bell Brawl, y'all, the alliteration, it's ultimately safe, and they get to send 2 people into Santa's showdown, which is of course the elimination challenge. Now for this challenge, they have to empty out their mailboxes because all of the kids' letters got mixed up and Santa can't figure out where all the letters, or can't get all the letters from all the children. Okay, now because Brittany won the Not Very Nice challenge, she has an advantage of 1 less letter in her box, and she decided to give, what's that boy name, y'all? Cody, the disadvantage, so he had an extra letter in his box. During this game, you had to empty your mailbox, and the first person with an empty mailbox wins. So it's ultimately a game of sabotage. And immediately, everybody started to target who? Cameron. Now, let me talk about this real quick, y'all. I didn't like that. I didn't like that because, one, Cameron is, fresh on our minds and in our hearts. And even though he wasn't like my favorite or whatever, I have a soft spot for him because, like I said, he was the most recent on my TV screen. I felt like he was kind of done wrong by Matt and Jag, but typical Big Brother stuff. My heart just goes out to anybody who is being outcasted, on these types of shows. So for them to target Cameron, I don't know, it just didn't really sit right with me, especially because they call him like a newbie and things like that. And like something that Frankie says later on that hopefully I'll remember to touch on, just like wasn't rubbing me the right way. Anyhow, after Cameron's mailbox is clearly full, they decide to then turn their attention on Cody, but ultimately Frankie wins the competition. Now, because, of course, Frankie has to decide who to go into Santa Showdown's elimination contest, we got to start the plotting and the planning. This is when we find out that there is a season 16 alliance kind of. I mean, Nicole really just kind of went in there to, like, you know, clear up any beef that they had because she needs protection. Taylor and Xavier, they have an alliance. Cody and Frankie are really close, so they have an alliance. And with Taylor and Xavier, they kind of link up with Josh and Danielle as well, so that's kind of like a power alliance, especially, like, how many people is it? That's 4 people out of 3, 6, 9 people that was casted. So yeah, that's a power alliance. Now it's time to figure out who Frankie nominated. So he nominates Cameron because he got the most envelopes in his mailbox. And then he nominated Xavier because right as Frankie was about to win, Xavier slid an extra envelope into his box. Now, logically, okay, that makes sense. The reason that he gave, I felt like it was a lie, but still, like, logical. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is not my real reason, but if I tell you this is the reason, it's like, okay. Now, this is what I wanted to talk about. When Cameron was speaking with Frankie, you know, he was talking about, you know, I really like to work with you. You know, I don't know anybody here, so I'm kind of somebody that you can, you know, take on. Like, I don't have no strings attached. Like, it's just me at this point, you know? And when he was leaving, Frankie was like, oh, that was a good pitch. Like, things like this, like, you're not so bad type thing. Like, Frankie, you were only on 1 season 2. Like, am I incorrect? Like, was he on something else? Was he on something else too? I don't know. But okay, I just didn't like that because I was like, baby, like, y'all got the same credentials essentially. You know what I'm saying? Anyhow, or was he on Big Brother, like, Celebrity or something? I feel like Frankie was probably, like, on 2 different seasons. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. I'm kind of new to the Big Brother game. I was like, I like just binge watched a whole bunch of season like 2 years ago. So I'm still, you know, the names and the peoples and the seasons, they're all kind of rambled and jambled up to me. But anyhow, let's go ahead and get into Santa Showdown. So in this competition, it's a puzzle. They have to put together a puzzle of a Yeti sweater. Now, they have 2 different strategies. Cameron starts in the center with the reindeer face, and Xavier starts with the sleeves. Everybody's rooting for Xavier because they don't really know Cam, and it kind of all worked out because Xavier wins, and Cameron kind of got his ass whooped on this challenge. Now, on season 25, Cameron was a comp beast before there was a Jag. But, yeah, he kind of got his ass whooped on this one. Ultimately, Cameron goes home with, like, a year's supply worth of jelly. Poor Cameron, baby. Well, now you get to go home. At least she was America's champ for that last season. And, you know, spend the holidays and enjoy your family, all right? Now it's time for the recaps towards the end of the episode. Taylor is targeting Cody, and Cody now knows it. Xavier understands Frankie's choice, but is a little bit skeptical. And yeah, like I stated, everybody's happy that Cam is gone. Let's go ahead and get into episode 2. Now, the Naughty or Nice challenge for this episode is that they have to figure out what song the Cranky Carolers are going to sing based off the torn up lyrics around the house. Now, multiple people are throwing this challenge because, of course, they don't really want to sabotage anybody so early in the game. Cody ends up winning, and his prize is he gets to choose his team for the Jingle Bell Brawl. And, of course, he gets to give one player a disadvantage, which will ultimately hinder their entire team. So as they're walking around the house, he's discussing who he should put on his team, and he doesn't really want a boys versus girl. You know, it's not a good idea. It's not a good look. So he does want one girl on his team. Now, I'm thinking the one girl you should get is probably somebody who's your op, but also somebody who won't throw the challenge. You know, somebody like Nicole. So as he's making his rounds, talking to everybody, he tells Josh that, you know, I'm not going to put you on the team, bro. And Josh is low-key offended, you know, kind of took a shot to his ego. Now, when it comes to Danielle really, really wants to be on this star team because Cody is like this super player. And she's like begging him to be on the team. And I'm like, girl, get up and don't you ever get down ever again. Don't do that. So ultimately, for the Jingle Bell Brawl, the 4 versus 4, Cody chooses Frankie, of course, his closest ally, Xavier, and Nicole. This leaves Josh, Brittany, Danielle, and Taylor all on one team, and they are all discouraged. Did y'all peep when Josh came out the bathroom with the wipes If you know, you know. Okay, you need to wipe it with the wipes. Okay, he put the wipes on the counter and then went in for a group hug. I said, boy, if you don't wash your damn hands, you're nasty. Wash your damn hands. So anyways, they're discouraged, but they're trying to keep up their spirits. So the Jingle Bell Brawl for this episode is a 4v4, and because Taylor got the disadvantage, she has to decorate a smaller tree before her team can even get started on the challenge. So the challenge is they have to decorate trees, unbalanced trees, with weight ornaments. And if you want to lose, put me on your team, because my arms, oh my God, no upper body strength. I can't. Anyhow, I really will advise y'all to watch the show, because this was an amazing comeback. Like, they had a late start, but what's that girl name, y'all? I gotta go back up to my names. I don't know why all these people like it. Nicole and Xavier, they had a very rough, rocky start that just gave the red team a chance to take over and ultimately win the Jingle Bell Brawl. I know, right? I know. So they get to decide which one player is safe, sending 3 players into the Santa showdown. Now imagine this real quick. You win a challenge. You get to pick your dream team, and that team still ends up losing. That's crazy. So anyhow, we have the red team trying to debate on who to save and who to send to the Santa showdown. So they meet with everybody. You know, Frankie's argument is to send all the comp beasts, who is Nicole, Cody, and Xavier, to the Santa showdown, and, you know, in the chances of getting rid of one. And of course, Xavier isn't really too worried, because he's in an alliance with 3 out of 4 of the people who are on that team. And guess who they decide to save, y'all? Nicole. I was like, what? And then I was thinking, like, okay, well, maybe they didn't want the alliance to be made so obvious, so known, you know? So when Xavier was like, okay, what happened? They were just like, oh, we went back and forth about it, and yeah, we couldn't decide between you and Nicole. And I'm thinking, like, what is there to debate? What is there to think about if we're in an alliance? Like, can y'all at least give that man some solid type of reasoning? Like I said, like, you know, we didn't want the alliance to be made so known. They didn't give him anything, or at least they didn't show it. So Xavier is thinking how I'm thinking. I guess I'll just have to navigate this game alone. The Santa showdown for this episode is they have to find the perfect gift for all these picky ass kids. Now, Xavier finishes first, and Frankie was copying, but no tea. I would have been copying too, because like if we all got the same riddles and we got to find the same presents, I'm going to be putting things under my shirt or in my pants. But nobody did that. So Frankie was eyeballing who was getting what and putting it together so he could, you know, put it in the right box. So ultimately, Frankie ends up winning second, sending Cody home. Now imagine this. You win a challenge. You get to pick your dream team. That team loses. You're in the bottom with your greatest ally, and you get sent home. What a freaking episode for Cody. Am I lying? Anyways, he doesn't go home empty-handed. He goes home with a fruitcake. No pun intended. Now, recaps after this episode or this elimination. Cody does not regret his decision. He had faith in his team. He thought he chose the right people, and that's just the way the fruit cake crumbles. God dang it. I missed my own joke. That's just the way the fruit cake crumbles. Oh my God, y'all. Fuck it. I'll leave it in there. Let's go ahead and get into episode 3. Now, this episode starts off with some plotting and planning a little bit. Danielle says that the ladies are all naturally looking out for each other. You know, I feel like as they should, because you're going to naturally gravitate to the people that you have something in common with. All the ladies are going to align together. All the POCs are going to align together, you know, built-in alliances. However, she decides that I'm not really good at comps, so I need some muscle on my side. And she is seen spending a lot of time and talking to Xavier. Now, here's what always goes wrong with the all-girl alliances. Somebody always feels the need to outsource, and the others always get paranoid about it. And here you go, have Nicole and Brittany paranoid about it because they see Danielle spending a lot of time with Xavier. Now it's time to get to the Naughty or Nice challenge for this episode. We are then greeted by Derek from Big Brother 23, and he is our new host, our elf host for the next couple of days. This challenge is a Christmas cougar. I don't know how to pronounce it, y'all. But basically, he's singing this song about his girlfriend that broke up with him, and the house guests have to figure out why. And there are clues left around the house with Christmas cookies to spell out that reason. However, everybody is struggling, so Derek has to give them a clue. All the colors, the same colors, are a word. All right. So with that being said, Frankie, Cody, and Brittany decide that they're going to work together, and Josh is helping Taylor and Danielle. And ultimately, Taylor figures out the last word, and she gets the naughty or nice privilege. Now, after this challenge, anyhow, Taylor decides that she wants to target Frankie to get the disadvantage, but she doesn't want to make it too obvious. So with that being said, Josh is willing to take the disadvantage. Now, so Taylor nominates him. Now, for this Jingle Bell Brawl, we have the micro building challenge, except for this time, there's an image that they have to create with the itty bitty little cans. And Josh's disadvantage is he doesn't get to see the picture before he starts building like everybody else. So that kind of messed him up, because when he was allowed to see the picture, he did it wrong. Ultimately, Nicole ends up winning this challenge, and Xavier is worried because he has no connection with her. Now, the house guests, they get this clue that the Santa Showdown will be some type of timed challenge. So Nicole is aiming for Xavier. Like, that's her target for this episode. And Danielle and Taylor think, you know what, it might be good for Xavier to go in first. And if he survives, he'll be able to come back and tell us how we can be successful in the challenge. And I'm just thinking, like, these bitches is ruthless. People are ruthless in the Reindeer games. They had no sympathy for Xavier when it came down to saving him for the last challenge. They don't care about him going first for this challenge as long as it benefits them. And I'm just thinking, like, poor Xavier. He's so nice, and these women are just using him up. Now, for this Santa Showdown, there's a big hamster wheel, and there is an ornament. You have to get this ornament through this maze from point A to point B. But here's the twist. If the person is successful, they get to choose the next person to go. But that person will have one less minute to achieve this goal. Okay. So the problem is, if you're chosen, you're automatically up for elimination. And the later you're chosen, you're more likely to go home because you have less time to, do the challenge. So with that being said, Nicole, because she won the Jingle Bell Brawl, she doesn't have to play at all. And she gets to choose who goes first. So she chooses Frankie. It's Frankie because she's 100% confident that he'll be able to accomplish the task in 5.5 minutes. And he does. So when Frankie comes back in the house, everybody is nervous about getting selected. The next person will have 4.5 minutes to complete the task. So Brittany tells Frankie to send Danielle in because she knows that Danielle will not be able to do this type of challenge. And then the Santa Showdown will be over. Nobody else will have to feel this anxiety of being picked, right? So Frankie goes to talk to Josh and Xavier. Josh and Xavier are pitching to save Danielle. Don't send Danielle in at all. And Frankie's thinking, like, neither one of these are beneficial to my game. I'm not playing y'all's game. I'm playing my game. So he chooses Xavier to go second. And this is Xavier's third time being in the Santa Showdown. Like, people are just picking on my man X. So y'all know when people pick on people, I want them people to win now. I am full 100% Team X. So Xavier has 4.5 minutes to accomplish the challenge, and he finishes with seconds left on the clock. So when he comes back in, the next person that he chooses will have 3.5 minutes. And because it took him so long, he's thinking that the person he chooses probably, more than likely, will be going home. Brittany comes in begging not to be selected. And then Nicole follows her up and says, as a favor, I hope you don't send Brittany in, okay? And I'm thinking, what kind of favor? Like, what am I supposed to get, like, from you? Like, I need something right now, sis. So with that being said, Xavier sends Brittany in. And Brittany is pissed. She's discouraged. And everybody's trying to motivate her. Like, it's okay, girl. Like, you got this. Like, don't doubt yourself. Don't count yourself out just yet, okay? And Brittany immediately went from being one of my favorite Big Brother players to one of my least favorite. Because, like, stop fucking pouting. Go out there and handle your damn business. So Brittany goes out. And guess what, y'all? She is successful. So they hear the little jingle bells and everybody's like, what? Because the next person gets 2.5 minutes. Now it's only Josh, Taylor, and Danielle left to choose from. Brittany asked Xavier, hey, why did you choose me? And Xavier, like a fucking dummy, admits to trying to keep Danielle safe. Why would you do that? Why, Xavier? Why? So, of course, Brittany chooses Danielle. Oh, y'all got an alliance? Bet. Like, of course I'm going to break that up. Even though Taylor volunteered to go, she still chose Danielle. Smart on Brittany's end. Now, Danielle goes in. She also was nervous, but unlike Brittany, she wasn't crying and pouting. She was like, you know what? Let's get it over with. If I get it, I get it. If I don't, I don't. Now, Danielle's out there. She's on the wheel. She's going kind of slow at first, but it's looking hopeful. She's so close. And the camera cuts away to the people back in the house. And then we do not hear the jingle bells. Danielle is eliminated. And when she comes back in, everybody's crying. Josh, Taylor, and Xavier in particular, because Danielle is a monumental African-American player for the Big Brother franchise. And Taylor and Xavier, they really give her flowers. And I also think that Big Brother does too, because on her way out, Danielle selects a gift, and it is the $5,000. I also want to mention how when Brittany gave Danielle a hug, Danielle was like, yeah, like rolling her eyes. I said, that's a real ass bitch. That is a real ass bitch right there. Well, thank y'all so much for tuning into my YouTube channel. Be sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you come back for week 2. That's episodes 4 through 6 of Big Brother Reindeer Games. That is where they will also crown the first annual winner. Once again, thank y'all so much. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see y'all next time. Bye.